Hello, friends, and welcome back to VHS. I'm your host, Jesse. Today, we're taking a look back at a film that is one of the greatest action sequels of all time, one of the greatest science fiction sequels of all time, and easily the greatest alien sequel of all time. Ever. It's Aliens. Will these space marines ever run out of bullets? Have you ever been confused for a man?
No. Have you?
Not once. And most importantly, is Aliens still worth a watch today? Well, let's find out. It's the Hollywood Holdup featuring Aliens. Okay, a couple quick items before we get started. First, this is your friendly neighborhood spoiler warning. We are going to talk about the entire movie, so if you don't want to know if Ripley survives this one, despite the many sequels you may or may not be aware of, run now. Also, please remember to like this video if you enjoy it, and subscribe to the channel if you want to see more. Finally, everyone say hey to producer Craig, who talks to me like Burke talks to Ripley.
I'm really an okay guy.
It's very condescending. And now, the movie in a minute. We find Ripley cruising out past the core systems without a care in the world when some jerk interrupts her space nap a mere 57 years after it started. Ripley cranky! Ripley tries to hip these Weyland-Yutani suits to the whole xenomorph situation, but don't nobody want to hear that mess. Case closed. As long as we never go back to LV-426.
There have been people there for over 20 years.
Ha! Okay, well that sucks, but I guess if there's really no problem, Ripley can go back to not smoking this cigarette.
You've lost contact with the colony on LV-426.
And we're back. But this time, instead of a crew of disgruntled salvage losers, Ripley gets teamed up with some disgruntled space grunts.
How do I get out of this chicken shit outfit?
We touch down on LV-426 and the rest of the movie plays itself. We find Nuke, a young girl who has somehow survived the xenomorph overrun, and will now serve as a metaphor for Ripley's search for motherhood. It gets paid off in part 3, but we ain't got time for that right now. Space Marines start kicking the bucket in rapid succession, Burke reveals himself to be not such a good guy after all, and Ripley puts her Union training to good use, de-escalating a conflict between moms at a playground. Kinda. Ooh, back to nap time. Now on to the categories. Category 1, the greatest sequel in the world. Tribute. Aliens is not the greatest sequel in the world. This is just a tribute. But it surely is one of the greatest movie sequels, so where exactly does it rank? More specifically, and welcome to how my mind works, by the way, where does Aliens rank among sequels not directed by the same person who directed the first film in the series? I'm going to repeat that. Where does Aliens rank among all sequels that were not directed by the same person who directed the first movie in the series? And I'm talking about the second film here, okay? I'm not talking about Jaws 19, movie number 2, okay? Okay? All right. That gets rid of Godfather 2, because Coppola directed them both. That also kills Terminator 2, because Cameron directed the first Terminator. Paddington 2, nice try, but Paul King directed them both. So you can see how shallow this pool is getting. Okay, let's see if we can put together a Mount Rushmore, remember, specifically of great sequels not directed by the same person who directed the initial film in the series. Yeah, we can do this. Okay, let's go. First up, Empire Strikes Back. I'd like to thank George Lucas for having the brief and powerful wisdom to hire Irving Kershner to direct Empire. The emotional punches in Empire are what make the movie so great, on top of Kershner's amazing handling of the war stuff, the big action pieces. Empire has to be on my Mount Rushmore. Blade Runner 2049. Denis Villeneuve is on quite a hot run, is he not? And boy, we film lovers are benefiting from this run, are we not? I mean, I'm rolling in it. Dune, Arrival was amazing if you haven't seen Arrival, and of course, here comes Blade Runner 2049. I thought this movie was a terrible idea right until I walked into the theater. I left the theater debating whether or not 2049 might actually be better than the original Blade Runner, and I think the original Blade Runner is perfect. So figure that one out. All right, Captain America: The Winter Soldier. This whole different director situation is making things very specific indeed. The Russo brothers start their insane Marvel run right here with Winter Soldier. And they take over from Joe Johnston, who did a totally solid job in the first Captain America movie. And I love Winter Soldier. And it's really still one of the best Marvel movies they made. But is it Mount Rushmore material? Pain face. Top Gun Maverick. Ooh, damn. Top Gun Maverick. Top Gun Maverick was good. It was good. Top Gun Maverick was really good. Mount Rushmore good? Top Gun Maverick? Let's see. Star Trek II: The Wrath of Khan. Okay, Wrath of Khan is going to knock one of these two jokers out of here, right? I mean, Wrath of Khan is incredible. Wrath of Khan is the first real movie in the Trek franchise. We all know that first one, wasn't it? I'm saying Winter Soldier is a great movie, but Wrath of Khan is like fundamental sci-fi storytelling for me. So Khan is in. And that leaves us finding a spot for Aliens. Aliens has to get on here. I mean, it has to get on here. The question is, who are we kicking? All right. Aliens takes the place of Top Gun Maverick. Top Gun's got to go. I don't know if it's just too soon. And it was very good, but come on. It can't be here if Aliens got to find a spot. Whew, there it is. You like the look of this? You like this Mount Rushmore? You hate this Mount Rushmore? You can let me know in the comments. I'm sure I missed a lot of good contenders in here, but I couldn't think of any more that I wanted to consider. I'm happy for Wrath of Khan. That's my takeaway. Category 2. In space, no one can hear you. Oorah. You may have noticed that Aliens has something like 3 times the number of characters with dialogue than the original Alien. Thanks mostly to the addition of the Space Marines. But you may have also noticed the rapid subtraction of Space Marines throughout the course of the movie. Hicks, Hudson, Vasquez, a few of them hang around long enough to become fleshed out, compelling characters. But what about all the poor bastards who get waxed in the opening fight with the aliens? So now VHS presents a tribute to the ones we lost too soon, in a segment we like to call Space Marines. We hardly knew ye. Dietrich. Aw, poor Dietrich was the very first Marine to get scooped up. There goes Dietrich. Really did not get to know her. Bye. Ooh, and there goes Frost. Good old Frost. He's got a memorable line or two.
Sure wouldn't mind getting some more of that Arturian poontang. Remember that time?
But now he's getting flamethrowered by Dietrich on her way up. Shoot, Dietrich, that's a twofer. Here's to Crow. Crow gets blown up by... Is that Dietrich's bomb bag that she dropped when she got snatched? What the hell, Dietrich? I thought the aliens were the bad guys. Where's Bowski? The guy just disappears. It's hard to pin this one on Dietrich, but to be fair, we didn't really see what happened. Also, I grew up thinking Hicks was saying, "Where's Bowski?"
Where's Bowski?
Because Bowski's like totally gone, bro. We gotta give it up to our fearless leader, Apone. Damn it, Apone gets got by a couple punk-ass creepers too scared to take him head up. Here's to everyone's favorite space sarge. Apone, we hardly knew ye. Category 3, a woman for all seasons. Look out, it's Mount Rushmore again, but this time we're talking action heroes. The characters, not the actors, you get me? Okay. And we're, of course, talking action hero Mount Rushmore because Ellen Ripley is one of the single greatest action heroes in movie history, bar none. She's going right on George Washington right there. There goes Ripley. Boom. Ripley has, in a word, toughness. If you had to name Ripley's special power, it would be capability. You know what I mean? She's incredibly capable. She's not easily fazed, which gives her keen observation. She's strong-willed, she's self-confident, she knows what she knows. She's also just a person. I'm not describing magical abilities here, right? So you know the thing that allows Ripley to live, to succeed, to win where others cannot is nothing more than her toughness, her capability. And that's a human thing we can all relate to. All right, for me, the next entry has to be John McClane. Just like the Alien franchise, not every movie in the Die Hard franchise is great or even good. But you can give me Die Hard 1, 3, and 4 on a loop, and I'll be pretty good. Next up, based on pure volume, has to be James Bond. The best Bond movies are some of the best action movies of all time. And with so many different actors portraying him, there's a Bond for everyone out there. I like that. Finally, and please remember this is a personal Mount Rushmore, and your own Mount Rushmore may appear very different. But for me, for my last president head, I'm taking Max Rockatansky. That's right, Mad Max takes up the last president head on my action character Mount Rushmore. Tom Hardy has shown how Mad Max can be a great character in perpetuity, sort of like a James Bond. It could just keep going. But my love for this character, of course, started way back in the 80s with Mel Gibson, who had to play 3 separate phases of Mad Max's life across 3 films. I love the OG Mad Max, and I highly recommend you give it a rewatch. It's weirder than you think, and it's a lot of fun. And I love how the character's own madness expands with the madness of the world across those early films. It's an amazing adventure. The verdict. So does Aliens hold up to a modern viewing? Yeah, man. Aliens is simply one of the greatest action movie triumphs in the history of filmmaking. It holds up today, it'll hold up tomorrow, the next day. This movie is as close to perfect as a crazy, out-of-this-world sci-fi action movie will ever be. The only thing keeping it from being a standalone classic is that you do, of course, need to live through the first Alien so that you're invested in Ripley's journey from the opening frames of Aliens. But hey, that's just another reason to go watch the original classic, and you're welcome. And there you have it. It's the Hollywood Holdup featuring Aliens. The game may be over, man, but we keep rolling through season 3 of the Hollywood Holdup, and we hope you'll keep rolling with us. Until next time, we live here, only on VHS. Take 'em away, Corporate Craig.
I'm really an okay guy.
Thanks for watching, everyone. Oh, and please like and subscribe. Check out more of our videos. Leave a comment. Or don't. You do you.